Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wimpy Studio. I am here today with my good old friends Morgan and Oliver. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
So we are going to be talking about two horror movies, Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. Also, we are eating Nutella twists. What do you guys think of the Nutella twists?
They're really yummy.
Very
I love
yummy.
them.
Yes, they're very good. It's a good podcast snack.
Absolutely.
Nothing too loud. You won't be able to hear us chew. We're keeping a distance from the iPad anyways.
Yes.
So, yes. Okay, so let's jump in. So, first up, we have Psycho. And, I mentioned this to you guys. I feel like it would be, a good, starter for our horror movie watching experience. Even though it wasn't that horror-y, to be honest.
Yeah, it was more of, a murder mystery movie, I feel like, but I guess back in the day I'm sure they would have considered that to be a horror movie.
To me, it was just a road trip movie. So.
Right, because you spent so much time in the car. Oliver brought that up because, let's be honest,
It was 30 minutes in the car.
So just so everyone knows up front, Oliver was sleeping during a good chunk of this movie. He fell asleep about halfway through when she got to the hotel, and he woke up at the end because it was a boring start, which we do agree with. This was the slowest. The first half was the slowest thing I've ever seen for a movie, and it did get better halfway through. But still, for a 90-minute movie, they really struggled to fill in the time, which was interesting.
I think that a lot of the beginning of the movie was not helpful in any way. I don't think it really did anything for the movie, so.
No, I'm going to read this little summary. So we have Phoenix Secretary Marion Crane on the lam.
She had a name.
On the lam? She had a name, yes. After stealing $40,000 from her employer in order to run away with her boyfriend, Sam Loomis.
He had a name?
Yes, he had a name. Let's see. She is overcome by exhaustion during a heavy rainstorm, traveling on the back roads to avoid the police for a good chunk of the movie. She stops for the night at the ramshackle
That's where I fell asleep.
Bates Motel and meets the but highly strung perpetrator Norman Bates, a young man with an interest in taxidermy and a difficult relationship with his mother. And difficult is one way to put it.
Yes, that's one way to put
So
it.
what are your guys' overall thoughts on this movie, as a whole?
She didn't see any red flags with him owning a motel and having a fascination with taxidermy?
Yeah, I think it was... I don't know. I think it was an interesting movie, but it was really hard to pay attention to it.
Yeah,
or
stay awake in Oliver's case,
Yeah.
yes.
I think it wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it wasn't awful.
It wasn't awful, no. It had an interesting enough plot.
Interesting?
Interesting
The
enough.
first half was nothing.
The first half was bad.
That was bad.
But once you got through that part, I think it was a decent movie.
Fairly decent movie. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Not as good as the second movie we're going to talk about. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the pacing was just off. They could have done a better job. But it is known for the shower scene, which was the of the movie.
Yeah,
where
it's
she gets
iconic.
stabbed in the shower. One of the most iconic movie scenes of all time. I looked it up. Even though it did look kind of fake, but, it's okay.
It was fake. I don't think she actually got stabbed in the shower.
What?
But that would be that'd be the best place to stab someone in the shower.
Oh, they're in a place where they're so vulnerable. I
was gonna say too late to clean up.
Oh, that too.
That's true, yeah.
That too.
I guess that part does help too.
Okay, but they also, spent, at least 5 minutes showing him clean up the mess. I think even more, it's what? We don't need to see that. I mean, we could have just seen him put the car in the in the swamp or whatever, and then clean up a little bit. But like it showed like literally every movement of him cleaning up the mess.
I think it was awful to see the $40,000 go to waste.
That's true.
That
Yes.
was a really sad
What
moment
happened
for
with
me.
it?
He put it in the car with her. And
What?
it went into the lake.
No one's gonna be looking for the $40,000 when they're looking for the girl.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he would have had to like keep it on him if he was going to keep it, because they were like searching through his
You just
place
spend
at
it.
one point, or spend it, right? Whatever he was going to do. No, putting it in the car was like a stupid choice because you're wasting it.
At least all
Yeah.
of it. I mean, you can keep a little for
Well,
you.
I don't even know if he actually saw there was $40,000 in there because it was wrapped up in a newspaper. So it wasn't, she put it in that place so that nobody would see it.
I mean, maybe, but wasn't it all cash?
Yeah.
That would be a lot of $100 bills.
But it was in an envelope. It was in an envelope. And you know how big and thick those newspapers get when they're like rolled together?
That's true.
That's
so, like,
true, Morgan.
I don't know that he would have been able to tell. It probably would have been much heavier than usual. But
I don't think he was gonna.
I don't know.
What's
Yeah.
the news today? I mean, a few days ago. What's the news?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also famous for its directing, and I feel like actually the directing might have been the best part of the movie. There are some very strategic ways that they shot stuff, like in the shower scene and other parts of it. But I would say like the writing and the acting were subpar for the most part. Its directing was probably the highlight to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think overall it was just,
It's not hard to have your best part be the directing when the rest of it sucks.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But-
And we might get hate on this.
Well, watch all the comments be like, this is the best movie of all time. What do
Yeah.
you guys think?
I don't care what people with no taste have to say.
Well, yeah, if you do think this is the best movie, please comment down below why you think this. We would love to hear your feedback.
Yeah.
We can make fun of you.
I know, like, there's sequels. There's sequels to Psycho. Because the movie ended with him going to jail. And then the final shot was them pulling Marion, that was her name, car out of the water. Mm-hmm. So, like, that, of course, sets up more movies. And there's a whole show about Norman Bates. Or it called Bates Hotel. So, like, this was clearly, like, a setup for a whole, like, trilogy worth of story with this. But I'm not gonna lie, the movie didn't have me that interested in watching the spin-off show and watching the rest of the movies.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen any of the rest of the ones, so.
Mm-hmm. But you know, maybe someday we will. Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, let's. Morgan, what would you rate this movie 1 to 10? 1 being awful, 10 being great.
I would rate it a 3 or 4 out of 10.
Okay,
Yeah,
Oliver,
that's all I have to say.
what about you, Oliver?
Well, the half of the movie that I saw was her driving to a motel. So I'm going to rate it a 1. Because that's not a movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I feel like giving a 5 would be good, but I feel like actually a 5 is somewhat high
Yeah.
for a movie because that's half. So I'm going to give it a 4 because the second half of the movie was decent enough to save it to a degree for me, but it wasn't like a great movie. I did look it up, and this was kind of like right at the end of the black and white era. Do you guys think it would have changed anything if the movie was in color, or do you not really care?
Absolutely. I think it was an okay concept, and if it was in black and white and it had like better graphics, kind of like the ones we have today, I think it would have been a pretty good movie. Except for the first part of it. I don't think anything could save that.
No, nothing could save that.
But I think it was a good concept.
It was, but of course, you know, the chocolate syrup was kind of clever. They used chocolate syrup for the scene in the shower because it was black and white. So that was, like, interesting to a degree. They would have to use whatever they used for blood for if it was in color, which probably wouldn't be as fun as the chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
Probably not.
But, yeah, not the best movie. Not the worst, though. it was an okay start to our horror movie watching experience,
Yeah.
I think.
Wouldn't
So-
watch it again.
No, I wouldn't watch it again. Probably not any of the sequels either.
If they remade it, maybe I would watch it again.
In color and cut out some of the movie and maybe rewrite it.
Yeah.
Maybe just make it over from the start. Brand new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, moving on from Psycho, let's move on to one of Morgan's favorite movies of all time.
I love this one.
Silence of the Lambs came out in 1991. Morgan, why is this one of your favorite movies?
I am obsessed with, like, just, like, psychological, like, getting into my head, making me think, like, those kinds of movies. And this movie is perfect for that. And I watch it regularly.
It's true. Like every month.
Yeah,
At
I
least
watch
once
it
a
at
month,
least once
yeah.
a month.
Oliver, what are your thoughts on Silence of the Lambs?
It's good. Definitely better than Psycho.
Yeah.
You can only go up from Psycho. Well, actually, you probably could go down, but like
Yeah.
it's mostly up.
It'd be pretty hard to go down.
Yeah. No, it was a way better movie. It was in color, first of all. It's
Yeah.
31 years younger than Psycho, so it has that to its advantage. And here's the little summary. Jodie Foster, let's go, stars as Clarice Starling, a top student at the FBI's training academy. Jack Crawford wants Clarice to interview Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a brilliant psychiatrist who is also a violent psychopath, serving life behind bars for various acts of murder and cannibalism. Crawford believes that Lecter may have insight into a case and that Starling, as an attractive young woman, may just be the bait to draw him out.
I like how cannibalism was the quiet part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder and cannibalism. So.
Yes. No, it was a entertaining movie. I thought Jodie Foster did a pretty good job in her role as Clarice, showing the struggle of being in that field, first of all. I thought she did a great job of portraying that. The story was also more interesting to me because it was more complex, but yet less confusing
Yeah.
than Psycho, which is hard to explain.
Well, and I feel like it was just easier to follow.
Yeah.
Like, way easier to follow.
And it wasn't that much longer than Psycho, yet, like, they used all their screen time to their advantage, I think.
They
Like,
didn't drive for half the movie.
all the runtime. There was not much driving, that's for sure. Very limited driving, because the amount of time they spend driving changes everything for a movie.
Yeah.
According to Oliver.
Well, I
Which-
mean, you can't drive for half your movie. You just can't.
Unless it's a road trip movie.
They get
That's
out of
true.
the car in the road trip.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie where they take a road trip and they try to go to Wally World? Wally World? Is it Wally World?
Wally World's
Is it?
Walmart, so
They go on a
Probably
road
not.
trip, and it's really, really funny. But anyways,
there's nothing else.
that's all I wanted to say.
Okay,
That's
okay.
a good movie.
Okay.
Okay. Comment down below if you know more about this movie. We would
Yeah.
love to hear.
I think it has, yeah, I'm not gonna comment anymore on that, because,
It has someone in it,
yeah,
obviously.
it has some really
Assuming-
famous people in it.
Probably a car.
And it's like a family, and the dad makes them go on a road trip to try to go to this like crazy like amusement park. And they go through a lot of obstacles on their way there. We'll say that.
Yeah, so comment down below. Is this movie real? Assuming it is, what is the name of it? Is it good? Just, yeah.
It's not a road trip, but the
Could it
Good
be
Luck
called?
Charlie movie. The Christmas Good Luck Charlie movie.
That's
a
yeah.
good movie. It's not a horror movie, but it's a
Is
good
that the movie you're talking about?
No.
No.
Okay.
They're on a plane. They're not
Okay.
really in a car much.
Gosh. Okay, Morgan's quickly looking it up.
Well, she looked up road trip movies, so I think it's gonna take her a while. And she spelled it wrong. How do you spell road trip movie wrong?
Okay. So, while she looks at that,
Vacation. It's called
It's
Vacation.
literally called Vacation.
Yes.
That's nice.
Okay, so you guys don't need to comment down below. We know what it is. Maybe we'll watch it someday.
If you have watched Vacation, I'm very happy for you because that's such a good movie, and it cracks me up every time I watch it.
Okay. So this movie was way more like graphic. Like there were some like really like creepy parts, gory.
There was
One way to put it.
There was suspense.
There's a
in
head
this
in a
movie.
jar.
Yeah,
Like a whole head.
I
there
was-
was a whole head in a jar.
Yeah, and it generally like got my interest for like certain scenes, even though it wasn't full out horror.
No.
It was closer to it than Psycho, but definitely like a step up. So like, if horror's not your thing, well, probably you shouldn't be watching these movies to begin with. But like Psycho isn't as scary in that sense than this movie, but this also isn't awful.
Yeah, I think the only part where it gets really like suspenseful, I think, is the very last scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that part exists.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
think
because there's so much to the movie, you really. I mean,
they could end it here.
yeah,
We're like 10 minutes in.
yeah.
This was the first horror film to win the Best Picture award, which is very interesting to me. Do you guys think this is deserved?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Considering the other movies that were out in, what,
1991.
1991, probably wasn't hard to win Best Picture.
No.
And
That's
it's a good
true.
movie, too.
Well, nowadays that's more of a challenge.
Yeah.
I thought like the actor who played Lecter did a great job at like his role.
He did really good Crazy Eyes.
Yeah, like he was like intimidating more so than Norman Bates.
Like,
Would you
I would-
disagree?
I think that if I saw him in real life and he wasn't like a famous actor or anything, I'd be like, you eat people. you eat people.
But, like, you can also tell he's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the way he talks.
Yeah.
Like, you can
Yeah.
tell he's a doctor. But you can also tell he eats people.
Yeah.
Which is not good if you're trying to hide that you eat people.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he plays like the multiple sides to him very well. Good casting choice.
I personally liked his character. I mean, it's not good that he ate people and everything, but I think I liked that he was interested in her story, and I don't know why, but I kind of liked his character. Like, not in like a weird way, but like
He talked to her about her story because he wanted to have sex with her.
well, whatever.
Character
It
goals.
it doesn't matter. I just think that
You have problems.
And
That's what I think.
they're basically friends now.
No.
By the end of the movie, they're friends.
No!
I don't know if I would go.
It's
that
not like they're
far.
gonna communicate regularly, but
or kiss regularly.
oh no, I mean he ended up on the other side of the world, so
She was
Yeah.
being nice to him so she could get information. Not because she wanted to be friends with a cannibal.
I think
You got the wrong message from this.
You need to
this movie.
learn.
no. I just
Oh,
think
gosh.
that
How are you going to justify this?
he seemed. I was gonna say trustworthy, but I don't want to.
That's the whole
Are
point
we-
of being a, what is it, psychopath, sociopath? Psychopath? Was he a psychopath
Both.
or a sociopath?
I'm pretty sure he would.
I'm sure he's all of the above.
Yeah.
Whatever he is. That's his whole thing. That's his goal.
No,
That's,
It says in this summary psychopath. So
that's what psychopaths do.
I
That's
just-
how he got to kill so many people.
I just feel like, yeah, he did good.
By eating people?
Not by that part.
So I feel
I'm
like-
talking once he's in jail and everything. I really liked at the very, very end of the movie.
Where he ate a guy's nose?
No, at the, like, literally,
No.
literally right before the movie ends.
I know what you're talking
when
about.
he's about to go
Just- yeah.
eat that one doctor. I hated that doctor. So I'm like, yeah, go eat him.
Yeah, so you're fine.
He's just gonna go eat more people.
Well, that's not my problem.
But
we're talking about a fictional character. Why can't... I'm not saying that I would, like, a person who did this in real life, but it's a fictional character, and I'm allowed to have my weird feelings. That's weird. That sounded sus.
Yeah, it kind of did, Morgan, but it's okay. Maybe I'll edit this part out.
Yeah.
you need help.
It's a fictional character. It's a fictional character.
Who eats people?
Well, that doesn't matter.
Cannibalists. Guys, I'm really glad this happened. It's so much more entertaining when there's arguing.
Yes.
Because I understand both sides. It's a very interesting debate. Comment down below. Whose side are you on? Oliver
But you
versus
have to,
Morgan.
You have to watch the movie to fully understand.
Fully understand that she
If
likes
you don't watch
a
the
cannibal.
movie, if you don't watch the movie, you're just gonna agree with Oliver. You need to watch the movie and listen to and see my side of it.
And if you do watch the movie and agree with Morgan, please consider therapy.
I'm already in therapy.
You need more.
Okay, we're definitely gonna have to edit this part out. Therapy is a controversial topic.
That's
to
true.
a degree. Sorry, Oliver. I understand what you're trying to say, but yeah. So yeah, we had way more to talk about this movie than Psycho.
Yeah.
No, this was. I mean, and then I wrote down on here. How would you guys rate Silence of the Lambs 1 to 10?
100.
So we have 100, we have 8. So you can tell Morgan really likes this movie. She has many thoughts on this.
I do.
There's just
More so than the
better
average
horror
person.
movies.
There's not better horror movies. This
Fearstreet?
is the movie. No, I like this better than Fearstreet.
You just like cannibals. Maybe you're a cannibal. How do I know?
Comment down below.
You like steak?
Do you guys think Morgan is a cannibal?
How close do you think steak is?
Maybe
to
we'll address that on our
flesh?
next podcast.
That's probably not good to have in a podcast.
Oh, we're good. Yeah, maybe not. But we're definitely editing some of this out.
Yes.
Seriously, how close do you think flesh is to steak?
Not very close.
You've eaten flesh before? I mean, if you grill it.
How you literally said, how close do you think? Not
But,
how
like-
close do you know? So if I answered probably not close, why does that mean that I know what flesh tastes like?
Well, I mean, I'm still not convinced you're not a cannibal.
Yeah. Wait, Morgan, isn't what you want to... Remind me what job you want to go into.
I want to be a
Cannibals.
forensic psychologist, which is
That would be a
quite
really...
literally what...
Yeah, I was about to say, is this what Clarice is doing?
This is
Pretty
literally Clarice's job.
Colories.
So are you the next Clarice or are you the next Lecter?
She's gonna be both.
Comment down below. Which one do you think?
That would be like a great job to go into if you want to, like be a cannibal on the side.
We're not recommending
You'd be
this,
really
guys.
good at it.
Or no, you probably want to be like a detective or something. You get up close and personal with all the bodies. Easy way to just take a bite.
Yeah. No, you would probably want to be like the people that do like autopsies and stuff.
Oh yeah, like a coroner. Well, then they're
Yeah.
all gross and old with the fresh ones.
Yeah.
Well,
I
not,
don't know.
not
We're
if
not-
they do the autopsies. They wouldn't be old.
Yeah, that's true.
They would be new. See?
Yeah, Morgan knows everything about this movie.
We're not
I sure
recommending
do.
cannibalism.
Yes, we do not.
It's
Mm-mm.
highly frowned upon.
Anti-cannibalism podcast.
Yes.
It's just, we're talking about it a lot because this is a big topic in our discussion.
Yes.
But what meat do you think would be close to flesh?
I've heard that pig. Something about the pig is the closest.
What cannibals are you talking to?
I'm not talking to any cannibals. I just mean I've heard like on like podcasts and stuff or like stuff like that. Like it is, I feel like widely known that pig is closest like in similarity to
I shouldn't
human.
Google it though, right?
Probably not.
Okay.
At least not right now.
I wouldn't
don't
recommend
read
it.
Yeah, don't read it on here.
Well, I guess, yeah, you pat a pig, and then you pet your arm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and their hearts are really similar.
Mm-hmm.
I dissected a pig heart, actually, because they're so similar.
Yeah, freshman year biology.
I dissected
No.
a cat.
I know. For me, that's when we did it in Mr. Walls' class. Also, this is completely like unrelated because you guys aren't gonna know who Mr. Walls is.
Yeah.
Mr. Walls, my biology teacher freshman year, and Morgan, what did you have him for?
Freshman and junior year.
He looks like Dr. Lecter.
He does, and it's a really crazy resemblance. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought it up during it. I'm like, that's Mr. Walls.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously this doesn't mean anything to you guys, but we know a Dr. Lecter doppelganger. So we're famous for that.
Yes.
Oh, I dissected a sheep brain, too.
I've dissected a lot.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say Silence of the Lambs is a better movie than Psycho.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, we should watch Fearstreet next.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 of them, so it'd take a little bit.
If you guys
We'll have
haven't
to.
seen Fearstreet, the trilogy, it's on Netflix.
It's very
You need
good.
to go watch it. It's so good.
Don't watch the 3rd one with your parents, though.
Yeah.
Maybe don't watch any of them with your parents. The 2nd one's okay.
Yeah. No, it's not.
No, that's
No,
for,
it's
for a
not.
different reason. No, never mind. No.
Yeah, no.
Okay, just watch it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
with a
Well, we'll
friend, maybe.
with a group of friends.
Depending on
maybe.
how close you are with your friend.
Yes. I think you all know what we're getting at, so.
If not,
Yeah.
maybe just don't watch it at all.
Yeah.
Well, we'll watch them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes. Okay, so yeah, we've talked long enough. This has been a very fun podcast. Thanks for joining me, Morgan, Oliver.
Of course.
Any final thoughts you want to say before we close?
Morgan's gonna be on the news for cannibalism in a few years. That's my...
Silence of the Lambs is a great, great movie. And Hannibal Lecter.
How are you gonna end this?
I'm gonna stop talking.
That's a good
AKA
idea.
Mr. Walls. Yes. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
What were you gonna say?
I'm not.
We'll
talking.
say it after we finish off here. Maybe next time we'll say it. Probably not. Will there be a next time? We don't know.
We're not gonna be invited back.
Yeah.
No, I think no. This is fun. It's fresh. It's fresh faces. It's new energy. Or fresh voices is a better way to put
Yeah.
it. Okay, so yes, thanks everyone for listening to this. Comment down below your thoughts on Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. Your thoughts on Morgan Oliver as co-host. Do you want them to come back or not?
Dang.
I do.
We depend on you guys.
Yes, I do. I want them to come back. We'll see though what you guys think. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening and bye everyone.
Bye.